looking at the post-Bitcoin halving performance, like prices really rise about 3 to 6 months after Bitcoin halving. We're only about 6 weeks in, right? So I think we're probably still got another couple of months of choppiness, sideways action. And then if you look at the last 3 halvings, the Bitcoin price has just gone parabolic, afterwards. And we're really at the start of that. There's a lot of short-term things that, are on the horizon that aren't really attractive, but I think will be later in the year. The biggest for me is the US election. Trump recently came out and said he's pro-crypto. If that was to happen, if Trump was to be elected, things like Gary Gensler, Elizabeth Warren will all be replaced. That's one of the biggest, short-term downfalls of crypto right now is that the SEC continue to just pile on. Welcome back to the Ben Bergs podcast. I'm Ben, your favorite high school dropout and founder of Collective Shift. Alongside me is Bergs, your favorite MBA and COO of Collective Shift. Join us as we bring you world-class crypto research and strategies to help you dominate this crypto bull market, as well as behind-the-scenes view of us scaling a fully remote subscription research business here in Australia. If you like the podcast, we'd love for you to leave a subscribe if you're on YouTube or follow us on your favorite podcasting app. It is how we grow the podcast each and every week with no affiliates, no commissions, no advertising. Coming to you completely independent, giving you the beans of what you need to know about the crypto market. And today, we're talking about a bit of a market update, some altcoin sectors that we've been looking at. We're in a bit of a slump, Bergs. Bitcoin's been trending down for the last 7 weeks. We had a massive run up for 6 months straight. We're in the green. And we're sort of in this little lull period. We're post-Bitcoin halving. And I wrote this actually to basically the T, funnily enough, to Cointelegraph pre-Bitcoin halving of what was going to happen afterwards. And I felt that we're going to have this correction, this pullback period, because there's just real lack of narrative. There's a real lack of excitement. There's nothing really to get excited about at the moment. There's a few things which I'll touch on in a minute, but these corrections are very, very normal for a bull market. So you've probably heard me talk about this before, but in the last bull market where we went from $4,000 to $65,000 from the COVID lows to 2021, Bitcoin went down 13 times, 10% plus, which is quite wild if you think about it. So we had drawdowns ranging from, a couple of percent right down to like 35, 40% in some of the deeper corrections. And we're in one of those right now. And I guess the point I want to make is that fundamentally nothing has changed for Bitcoin or crypto. There's just a lower inflows coming in. The ETF has really dried up. The fear and greed index is back to October 2023 levels. Really, there's a lot more fear in the markets. I'm starting to see people talk about that the 4-year cycle isn't real and the bull market's over and, it's all happened.
Yeah, they've already called it, mate. They're like, no, that's it. That was the bull market.
That's it, boys. Wrap it up. But I think that people lose a lot of perspective. I mean, Bergs, we're only at 40,000 in February, right? And we're still Bitcoin's at 61,000. It's just altcoins that have sort of been smashed.
People forget. I was buying Bitcoin. I remember when I went over to see you in Melbourne, it was like 30-something thousand. And now we've doubled that. Like, just think about how far we've come in a short period of time. But you're right, with the sentiment, I feel it too. Like a month and a half ago, I was waking up every morning. First thing I do was check my portfolio, look at my phone. And now I don't do that at all. And I'm like, you kind of lost that momentum and that thing to look forward to. And price is the thing that happens that spurs everyone on. Then those narratives follow after that.
Spot on, man. And, again, what I really want to stress is these corrections are very normal for bull markets. So, in the 2013 bull market, Bitcoin went down nearly 65% in just before it rallied from like $40 to $4,000, right? In 2021, Bitcoin pulled back close to 50% before it went from, $3,000 to nearly $60,000. Like, these corrections really do bring about a flushing of the leverage, the weak hands. There was a really interesting chart that I was looking at recently showing us that who was actually selling, and predominantly the amount of sellers that have happened for Bitcoin over the last couple of weeks or 4 weeks have been those that have owned Bitcoin less than 3 months.
Yeah, there you go. In and out, mate.
On-chain analysis gives you this really good insight as to who's buying and who's selling, and primarily it's a lot of the weak hands that bought the top, panic, and now selling down.
And I think people need to reframe this as well. Like, there's a part where there's not a lot of price action. Things are down like 15%, maybe more if you're in alts. This is an amazing buying opportunity. Like, I really think that. I believe that, especially for, let's just keep it simple, Bitcoin and ETH. I still believe amazing buying opportunity. You are not going to get that many pullbacks in your lifetime. Think about the excitement and everything that you had when Ethereum is peaking, Bitcoin is peaking, and now it's on sale. What has changed? Nothing except the sale.
Yeah, 100%. And it's just the narrative, right? And even looking at the post-Bitcoin halving, performance, like prices really rise about 3 to 6 months after Bitcoin halving. We're only about 6 weeks in, right? So I think we're probably still got another couple of months of choppiness, sideways action. And then if you look at the last 3 halvings, the Bitcoin price has just gone parabolic, afterwards. And we're really at the start of that. There's a lot of short-term things that, are on the horizon that aren't really attractive, but I think will be later in the year. The biggest for me is the US election. Trump recently came out and said he's very, I'm paraphrasing, but he's pro-crypto. And if that was to happen, if Trump was to be elected, things like Gary Gensler, Elizabeth Warren will all be replaced. And that's one of the biggest, I guess, short-term downfalls of crypto right now is that the SEC continue to just pile on, more and more, force to DeFi, Ethereum, different, businesses in crypto who they believe are, doing things against the law when ultimately they haven't really made it clear. They just don't like crypto, which has been super frustrating.
It's interesting where when you get to strategy, it's kind of institutional power where they want the things tomorrow, they want it to be the same as today, which is the same as yesterday. Like you don't want too much change too quickly. Yeah. And it has to be slow over time. And you want to maintain the power base you've had, the organizational structure you have, the funding that you have. There is so much tied to those SEC decisions, way more than just, hey, we want this thing. It's the long-reaching implications. Yeah. So I think it will take a lot of time. But while all of this is happening, Ben, alts are down significantly. And you've seen that as an opportunity, mate.
Yes, we've made a few investments over the last little bit. So we announced to members, I think 2 weeks ago, that we added to 8 altcoins, 7 of which I already had. We actually added one new one to the portfolio, which I'm pretty excited about in the sort of, it's a bit of a crossover, but gaming and AI predominantly. But some of the altcoins have done really well for us recently. I mean, Jupiter's still up 80% since we invested back in February. Maker's done really well, up about 30%. DMT, a small cap in the layer 3 space, still up 100% since we invested in March. So that's after all the corrections. One interesting space that, we've been delving into, more recently is sort of the gaming AI space. So, one gaming play that I've been invested in for a little while now has been Ronin. I think Ronin's a good infrastructure play. And after speaking with Nathan Bergs, hearing that the VCs are still focusing on the infrastructure level, that's a real confidence booster for us just to keep building our structure and our portfolio around some of the more heavyweight layer 1 blockchains that are really gaining attention. I think some of the older ones like Cardano, Polkadot, I'm not too excited about, but some of the newer, more purpose-built blockchains I still think have got a bit of room to run.
Yeah, definitely. And we've seen that narrative play out time and time again where it's a lot of value accrues to those infrastructural protocol level tokens where other things are being built on it. So it's a really good play.
The other one is AI, which I know you've got a few thoughts around, Bergs. I think we'll talk about sort of the narratives of AI. I think there's a wave of unlaunched projects that are going to come out of this sector. I think price action will probably follow the AI stocks for a little while. Like there's a lot of correlation there. We've got the Nvidia earnings coming out middle of next week, which will be interesting if they sort of pump. Also, we had ChatGPT 4.0 that came out the last couple of days, Bergs. That's kind of looked pretty crazy.
Okay. My Twitter has been taken over by all sorts of nonsense. Oh my God, you thought ChatGPT 4 was amazing. Have you seen ChatGPT 4.0? Here's 15 things that you didn't know it could do. And it's like every single prick is an absolute, oh my God. They're just like, right, this is this. I found this. You must see this. Everyone's an AI expert again. It is absolutely crazy.
Welcome back.
Oh my God.
But I think, there's a lot of narrative there. I think a couple that we've been looking at are Render and also Near Protocol, like a couple of ones that are sort of probably leading the space in the AI. I think there's a lot of narrative to be drawn upon there from retail investors. And I think it's a pretty hot area for VCs as well.
I agree. And I crap on AI and crypto a lot. And because I know how difficult it is to actually make this stuff. I know how difficult it is to run a crypto project. That's just ridiculous. That's why I don't do it. I know how difficult it is to run AI projects. That's why I don't do it. I spent a lot of my life in data science. Combine those together, very, very difficult. But a lot of people don't have that knowledge. And what they're doing is they're taking AI is amazing over here and applying it to crypto. And if you think about who's investing, 90% of the people will have that level of knowledge. So these tokens will go through the roof because they're saying it's great over here. I've seen what AI can do. I can use AI. Now AI is going to be amazing in crypto. Long term, that's all going to get flushed out. But as a narrative, I do believe it's a very strong narrative.
Yeah, my green narrative drives crypto prices, or prices drive narratives, depending on how you want to look at it.
Yeah, that's it. It's like you have a narrative, all of a sudden the price pumps and you're like, oh, well, it must be true. You get that confirmation bias, and then that hype cycle just absolutely spins up. That flywheel starts going.
It's a good transition in terms of that hype cycle around meme coins. And meme coins have been an interesting one. I still don't invest in meme coins, but I'm actually seriously considering it. Just off a couple of things that have happened recently. One, we had the GameStop stock pump. Bergs, did you see that over the last couple of days? We had the guy come back.
Mate. Okay, so Roaring Kitty is back. And folks, I've been on leave. Ben actually let me out of the basement for a week. He's like, mate, go get some sunshine. You know, you've earned it after 2 years. And what do I see on Twitter, Ben? He's posting these videos where they're just amazing scenes from movies that he's just cut together. He would have done about 10 little clips over a day. The best marketing you have seen in your life. And GameStop is just pumped. It's like, oh, GameStop. And like, man, the amount of shorts that he's busted through just by posting videos on an account. It was
a Billy, wasn't it? I saw a Billy shorts were liquidated.
Mate, how good. And like, anyone that hasn't watched Dumb Money, go and watch the movie. It is amazing.
This guy's just absolutely taking the mickey. Every 2 or 3 hours, he'll just post another meme and just consistent. Like for the last 48 hours, it's like every hour, it's just got these just epic memes.
Yeah. And he said nothing, but he's just spurring people on. And even one where like Thor came down and there was like this lightning thing and everyone's like, oh my God, it's the Ethereum logo. Like he's not really, there's no narrative or anything there. It's just a guy that's attached to a stock and he's stirring all these emotions in people and getting them to buy. It is amazing that someone can do that.
Yeah.
And this is the way that culture and the internet works, where the fastest way to spread something is through a meme. Mm-hmm. And like people get it. There's so much like behind it and it's just fun, right? Like people want to do this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Classic example. So mate, you're looking at meme coins. Are you going to buy? We had questions like when we had our member meetup, they're like, how much like dog with hat do you own? And I'm like, none. And you were the same. Have you now changed your mind, mate? Are you getting into meme coins?
After speaking with Nathan and just doing a little bit more research, or even Van Eck recently, Van Eck have started a meme coin index. Wild, right? We've got a fund manager that is running a index tracking the top X amount of meme coins that you can actually buy. As like I don't know if it's actually an ETF, but it's some sort of like accessible product where you can basically get exposed to meme coins through your brokerage account. Wild, right?
Nathan reframed this. This will be the episode before this or the one before with Nathan Gurr, amazing guy, used to work for Collective Shift. He's reframed it from meme coins where they just seem like they're a joke to culture coins. I think that reframing is so good because that's what they're capturing. People are identifying with it and buying it and going with that hype and being a part of that culture.
They're tokenizing community and tokenizing the internet. And I'm like, wow, that's actually that. Now it's sort of reframing this to like, this is kind of like not a fundamental investment for like something you want to hold for like value for long periods of time, but something that if you can catch the right hype wave, and you can get onto these communities. I mean, Pepe hit all-time highs a couple of days ago. It's in the top 30 now. Like, wild, right? When the market's retracing, you got some of these memes still hitting all-time highs. So, a couple that we've been looking at, again, just full caution. These are super volatile, super risky, 99% chance you're going to go to zero. I would only allocate what you're willing to lose and probably have a little degen bucket just to kind of keep it separate. But a couple I'm looking at with Matt is Biden, Joe Biden, so Biden on Solana, and then also Trump, which is on ETH. Both are sort of the leading, coins tracking the election and the two candidates pretty much going toe to toe. And yeah, we think that might have a bit of a run up as we head into the election, which is fascinating. And then also Dog with Hat, WIF, and also Popcat are probably the picks that we have so far. So I haven't invested just yet, but seriously considering it. But if you look at the chart, man, it is volatile. Like these things are, they're not for the faint-hearted.
Mate, that's exactly it. Like I think of it as like, imagine you go to a pub, right? And you can drink with anyone and who are you going to drink with? You're going to go to the rowdy bunch because you know you're going to have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it's like, you go over there, you know you're going to have a good night. And then, okay, you're 3 beers in, 4, 5, 6 beers. When you're 6 beers in, do you think you're going to stop and not have the 7th and you're having so much fun? The sun's still up? No, you go for 7, 8, 9, 10. So this is the thing. You got to be careful with these meme coins. You go in there, you have a lot of fun, but at some point you need to be like, okay, I'm willing to ride this to zero, or I'm willing to call it, take it out, and the rest is house money, or take some profits along the way. And you have to be willing to do that, because it is like you're on your 7th or 8th beer and you're like, well, I've had this many, I might as well drink all his friends. Like it's very, very hard to not keep going.
And after 8 beers, I'm texting that girl I've been talking to with a pretty poor message, and
this is it, mate. This is it. After 8 to 10 beers, mate, you're gonna get your phone out. You're gonna be like, oh, let's just open up the exchange. What are these other meme coins we've got? Oh, let's get on those as well. And then you wake up with a hangover, sore head, and $8 billion you've lost in meme coins, mate. And the chick you were talking to has blocked you. That's it. You look at the text that you've been sending your ex, mate. You're like, oh God, you just hang your head in shame. It's going to feel shame for the next month. It's all over. No dignity left.
Wow, that's too true. That hits home a little bit. So yeah, anyway, that's what we've been looking at. As always, what we do is we share sort of our investments live with our members, and there was 8 coins that we invested in recently. One new one, the rest I sort of just topped up to my portfolios. I focus outside of Bitcoin this time. I've got a lot of Bitcoin. I focus on ETH, Solana, some of the bigger caps, Roan and a couple other plays in there. Added an AI sort of gaming play in there as well. But yeah, ultimately I think, this sort of correction period right now, has sort of really brought prices down to a pretty decent level. And if you've got some kahunas, this is really where you can make a good return on the upswing when we get out of this correction.
I've been reflecting a lot on the podcast we had with Nathan, just saying how he's got a whole wallet. He connects it to everything. He tries everything, and how you can be your own VC, where you can be on chain, you have Uniswap, you have a few other things, and you can invest. And now is the perfect opportunity to pause and reflect on where you're at. He even clarified my thinking about the barbell strategy, where I was thinking stocks and properties on one side, cryptos on the other. But he's like, no. Bitcoin is on your property side. And I was like, whoa, all right. If we use that framing, which I do say, because I say, at 70K, Bitcoin takes over the market cap of silver, 700K, it takes over the price of the market cap of gold, 14 trillion. And then it comes after property. I say that all the time, but I've never really thought that through, that it's coming after property, but it actually belongs with property. It is property. So now I'm looking and I'm pausing. I'm looking back at my portfolio going, well, if Bitcoin's in the property bucket, I need to take on some more risk. I need to get that side of the barbell up to scratch. So I'm looking at my portfolio and, mate, I'm giving you a call after this and we're going to sort it out.
Yeah, no, I like it, man. I think that barbell strategy is a good one. And I've been working a lot more with some of our platinum members recently about getting that structure and alignment, especially those larger portfolios. Like, I think this is really where you can make a lot of difference and really increase the returns if you can find those sectors and, build for that long-term and short-term strategy. So, on that point, if you are a listener, I mean, we've had a lot of Ben Bergs listeners end up becoming members Bergs, which is really awesome.
We'd love to see it, mate. Even meeting them in person, so good.
Meeting in person, we do have a nice little special membership offer for those that are Ben Bergs listeners. So, if you are at a point where you're still in crypto, you're down a little bit, you really don't want to stuff up this next cycle. Maybe you round trip the last one. Maybe you just want to get that exit strategy in order. You're busy, you got stuff going on, you got family, wife telling you need to be, spending more time at home and you're trying to manage a decent crypto portfolio. Honestly, feel free to book a call with me. We've got a few spots that we open up every week for serious guys. There's a bit of an application form. If you sort of pass the filters, you find access to my calendar that you can book at a time. It's a 30-minute session. We'll go through your goals, go through your challenges, what you might need help with, and then I'll see how we can help. And we've got, an amazing service or a couple of services that can help you depending on where you're at. And if it's not for you, I'll try and point you in the right direction. It's absolutely zero obligation, and hopefully we can help you, get ready and crush this bull market.
Mate, I'm getting ready again. I thought I was ready, but mate, I'm reassessing. I'm really getting ready now.
We had a good session, mate. We did the strategy session. That was fun.
Just having some time off, I've actually looked over it again, and I'm like, Be conservative, mate.
Rev up a bit.
Yeah, let's really go for this. Like, I've got some bigger goals now. I see where the market's going, and I'm like, no, let's really do this properly. And now that Bitcoin is in the property bucket and it's de-risked and it's a significant part of my portfolio, it's like, all right, let's restructure and let's go.
Let's book another call, mate. Let's go.
Mate, easy. By the way, on these calls, Ben just gives me heaps of shit. He's just like, nah, you're an idiot. You need to do this. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing no, he doesn't really. You're actually really good. I expected you to give me a lot of shit because we're mates and we work together. You're like, oh, you dickhead, you should know this shit. But you're like, nah, mate, how much have you got here? What do you have over there? How big's your mortgage? What's going on there? Be like, mate, why don't you just do this, this, and this, and then you achieve all of your goals? And I was like, shit.
This guy actually might know what he's talking about.
Oh, mate, it was really so clarifying for me, and I was so thankful I had that call with you, man. Like,
no, awesome, man.
And it's weird to say because I work in the business. I talk to you every single day, and just that like 10 minutes with you, I'm just like, great, I can sleep better at night. Weirdest thing. And I hate giving you credit, mate.
I know.
I like giving you shit.
No, I love doing it. I love because I've got so much experience talking with different people. Like I can see what most people's challenges are and how you can sort of unwind them and create a plan to success. So I like doing it.
That was a key thing as well, where like with me, I know generally what the team's doing and what I'm doing, a couple of my friends, but then like when you speak to so many different types of people and help them out with that, and then bringing that knowledge back, that's incredible. Like having those kind of insights that I don't have, and that was the difference for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of data I can collect and pass it on. There's a lot of fast tracking of challenges that you might face and how you can sort of navigate it. So
yeah,
it's good fun. Okay, well, guys, if you're interested in jumping on one of those, there's a link in the description. It's collectiveshift.io/strategy. Book in a time. It's a video call with me, and we'll crack into it. Thank you so much, guys. I hope you found that valuable. Jump in the link below, click that strategy button, and I'll see you on a call, hopefully. Otherwise, we'll chat to you next episode.
Thanks, champions.